There is a pharmacy growing in your garden. Most people walk past it every day without knowing what they are looking at. Long before a single drug was synthesized in a laboratory, people kept specific plants alive in their gardens with the same intentionality that we stock a medicine cabinet today. They did not do this out of superstition. They did it because the plants worked. And the most remarkable part is that the chemistry behind why they worked has now been confirmed, compound by compound, in peer-reviewed research. Today, we are going through 13 of those plants. Some of them you are already growing. A few of them you have probably been pulling out of the ground and throwing away. Pay close attention to the later ones in this list, because those are the plants most people never realize they already have. Starting with the plant that has been trusted in households longer than almost any other. Plant number 1, aloe vera. If you have ever burned your hand on a hot pan and instinctively reached for an aloe leaf, you already understand why this plant has been kept in homes across every warm climate on Earth for thousands of years. The thick, fleshy leaves store a clear gel that feels almost shockingly cool the moment it touches irritated skin. That cooling sensation is not a placebo. The gel contains compounds, including acemannan and aloin, that research has confirmed play a role in soothing inflamed tissue and supporting the skin's natural recovery process. What makes aloe genuinely remarkable from a gardening perspective is that it asks almost nothing from you. It stores water inside its own leaves, which means it can survive weeks of neglect in dry conditions. It thrives in bright light, grows slowly but steadily, and produces small offshoots from its base that can be separated and repotted into new plants. One aloe plant, given time, becomes 5. 5 becomes a household supply that never runs out. The only thing aloe cannot tolerate is overwatering and standing moisture. Keep it dry, keep it bright, and it will outlast most of the other plants in your home. Plant number 2, turmeric. Pull a turmeric root out of the soil, and the color alone tells you something unusual is inside. That deep golden orange comes from curcumin, the compound that has made turmeric the subject of more nutritional research in the past 3 decades than almost any other plant-derived substance. Curcumin has been studied extensively for its role in supporting the body's response to inflammation, and its presence in the root is documented with consistent chemistry. Above ground, turmeric grows with broad, lush green leaves that give it a genuinely tropical appearance. It looks like an ornamental plant while quietly developing golden rhizomes beneath the soil. When you harvest those rhizomes, you do not need to take the entire root system. Replant a section with a visible growth bud, and the plant continues its cycle the following season. Turmeric essentially replenishes itself. It prefers warm conditions and moist, well-drained soil. In cooler climates, it can be grown in containers that come indoors before the first frost. The root can be used fresh, dried, or ground into powder, and it integrates into food preparation so naturally that adding it to your cooking becomes medicinal without feeling like medicine. Plant number 3, ginger. Ginger has been traveling with humans for so long that its exact wild origin is disputed. What is not disputed is why every major culinary and herbal tradition on Earth independently arrived at the same plant. The rhizome contains volatile oils and compounds, including gingerol, that interact with the digestive system in ways that generations of traditional healers understood long before they had chemistry to explain it. The warming, slightly spicy quality of ginger root is the signature of those compounds at work. Cultures across Asia, the Middle East, and sub-Saharan Africa developed ginger preparations for digestive discomfort, nausea, and the kind of deep warmth that a cup of fresh ginger tea delivers from the inside out. In the garden, ginger is low drama and generous. A small piece of root with a visible growth bud planted in rich soil with consistent moisture will develop into a full plant.
Harvest part of the rhizome and replant a section to continue the next round. The long, arching leaves are genuinely attractive. In warm climates, ginger can grow outdoors year-round. In temperate regions, it thrives in a pot that comes inside for winter. Either way, fresh ginger root sitting a few feet away
from your kitchen is a fundamentally different experience from the dried product sitting in a supermarket jar. Plant number 4, garlic. Garlic is one of the oldest cultivated medicinal plants in recorded history. Egyptian workers building the pyramids were given garlic as part of their daily rations. Ancient Greek physicians prescribed it. Roman soldiers carried it. The reason these radically different cultures across thousands of years independently reach the same conclusion about the same plant is because garlic contains allicin, a sulfur compound that forms when a clove is crushed or cut and that has been confirmed by modern research to have genuine antimicrobial and antibacterial activity. The chemistry is straightforward. When garlic is intact, the compound that eventually becomes allicin is stored safely inside cell walls. When those cells are broken, two previously separated substances combine and allicin forms within seconds. This is why raw crushed garlic is chemically more active than cooked garlic, and why the traditional instruction to crush a clove and let it rest before cooking has a real biochemical basis. Growing garlic is one of the most satisfying cycles in a home garden. Plant a single clove in autumn, give it time over the winter months, and pull a full bulb containing 10 or more cloves from the ground in early summer. Cure the bulbs properly after harvest by drying them in a warm, airy space, and they will keep for months. Replant some for the next season, and you have a self-sustaining system that costs almost nothing to maintain. Plant number 5, moringa. Moringa is not a modest plant in any sense. It grows 15 feet in a single year. Its leaves, per gram of dry weight, contain more calcium than milk, more iron than beef, more vitamin A than carrots, more potassium than bananas, and more complete protein than most vegetables. This is documented nutritional chemistry confirmed across multiple independent studies. Every part of the plant is useful. The leaves are the primary harvest, edible fresh or dried into powder that can be added to teas or food. The long green seed pods are cooked and eaten across South Asia. The seeds press into a clean, stable oil. The tree is extraordinarily drought-tolerant, produces leaves year-round in tropical climates, and responds well to pruning, meaning regular harvest does not harm it. It actually encourages bushier growth and more leaf production. In warm climates, moringa is one of the most productive food plants you can grow per square foot of garden. In cooler regions, it can be grown as an annual or kept in a large container and brought indoors. If you have the climate for it, a single moringa tree given consistent sun and a little space is producing nutritional value continuously for years. Plant number 6, holy basil. This is not the sweet basil growing next to your tomatoes. Holy basil is a different plant with a different purpose and a far older history of deliberate cultivation. The leaves carry a complex fragrance that is simultaneously herbal, spicy, and faintly floral, and that scent intensifies when the leaves are touched or bruised. It has been cultivated in households for thousands of years, not as a food crop, but as a plant kept specifically for its herbal significance. Traditionally, it was brewed into teas and warm preparations used during seasonal changes, times of stress, and general wellness maintenance. Contemporary research has examined compounds in the leaves, including eugenol and various adaptogenic constituents that may contribute to these traditional associations. In the garden, it is fast-growing, heat-loving, and productive. It branches readily, which means you can harvest leaves frequently without slowing the plant down. The flowers attract bees and other pollinators. It wants warmth and full sun, and in cooler climates it grows happily in a sunny window or outdoors during warm months. Plant number 7, peppermint. Every member of the mint family spreads aggressively. That is both the advantage and the warning with peppermint. Plant it in the ground without containment, and you will quietly take over. Plant it in a pot, and you have a generous, low-maintenance herb that produces more fragrant leaves than most households can use. Peppermint leaves contain menthol, the compound responsible for the cooling sensation that makes the plant instantly recognizable. That same compound has a long documented history in traditional use for digestive comfort and soothing effects.
Fresh peppermint tea, made by steeping a handful of leaves in hot water, tastes nothing like processed peppermint. It is brighter, more complex, and noticeably more pleasant. The plant is also easy to propagate. Cut a stem, place it in water, watch roots develop, and plant it. A single cutting becomes a full plant within weeks. Plant number 8, chamomile. There is something almost contradictory about chamomile. The flowers are tiny and delicate, yet the plant is one of the hardiest and most self-sufficient medicinal herbs in the garden. It self-seeds freely, tolerates poor soil, and flowers abundantly with minimal intervention. The traditional association between chamomile and relaxation and sleep is among the oldest herbal traditions in history. The dried flowers contain apigenin, a compound that interacts with receptors in the nervous system linked to calming effects. The chemistry behind the tradition has been identified, even if research continues to refine the details. Harvesting chamomile involves picking the flowers just after they open and drying them in a warm, airy space. Stored properly, they keep for months with little loss of quality. Plant number 9, echinacea. Echinacea is hard to miss in a garden. The flowers are tall, bold, and striking, attracting bees, butterflies, and beneficial insects. Beyond its beauty, it has a long history of traditional use, particularly among indigenous North American communities. Research into its compounds has produced ongoing studies examining its relationship with immune function. In the garden, it is a perennial that returns each year, expanding into larger clumps. It is drought-tolerant, thrives in full sun, and requires very little maintenance. Plant number 10, dandelion. Everything you have been told about dandelions is wrong. This is not a weed. It is one of the most nutritionally complete plants growing in your yard. The taproot drives deep into the soil, improving structure and bringing up minerals that other plants cannot reach. The leaves are rich in vitamins and minerals, and the roots have been used in traditional preparations for generations. The next time a dandelion appears, consider what you are actually looking at before removing it. Plant number 11, lemon balm. Lemon balm belongs to the mint family and carries many of its best qualities, including vigorous growth and easy propagation. What sets it apart is its fragrance, a soft, herbal lemon scent that is one of the most pleasant in any garden. It has been used for over 2,000 years, primarily in preparations associated with relaxation and calm. It grows easily in a range of conditions, tolerates partial shade, and produces leaves throughout the season. Sage. Sage is one of the oldest continuously cultivated medicinal herbs. Its name is derived from a word meaning healing, reflecting its long-standing reputation. The leaves contain compounds that give sage its strong aroma and have been studied for antimicrobial properties. In traditional use, it has been associated with throat and oral health. As a plant, it is drought-tolerant, long-lived, and grows into a small shrub that becomes more productive over time. Plant number 13, thyme. Thyme closes this list quietly. The plant is small, low-growing, and easy to overlook, but it contains thymol, one of the most well-documented natural antimicrobial compounds. It has been used traditionally for respiratory comfort and general wellness. In the garden, it is one of the most forgiving herbs. It thrives in full sun, tolerates poor soil, and requires very little attention. Every plant on this list reflects a long-standing relationship between people and the natural world. Before modern medicine, knowledge of plants was essential.
developed through observation, experience, and careful use. Most of these plants are easy to grow. Many cost almost nothing to acquire. A few are already in your garden right now. The question is whether you know what you are looking at. If this opens something for you, subscribe and leave a comment telling us which of these you are already growing and which one you are going to plant first.